Yo, what's up everybody? It's Peace. Welcome to another video. As you guys saw, the 5 rounds, we just completed locals. I played 46 cards. As the title indicates, it was Tenpai Sky Striker, but now also with the Azamina engine. I was playing Tenpai Sky Striker several iterations before. Now is a board breaker format, and there's a lot less draw and lockboard, so I opted to play this blind second list, and it performed really well. Check out the duels. I was on a rampage for the first 3 rounds, but I ended up with 4th place after 5 rounds of Swiss, and yeah, let's get into the deck profile. So the Tenpai engine, 3 Pydra, this is the one that gets you to your spells. 2 Genroku, this is the utility one. You can special summon from your deck by attributing, and if it's added to your hand, you can special summon it from your hand, so it's a very broken card. It's a necessary extender since all the good cards are at 1. Speaking of good cards at 1, Chandra is at 1, but this is the one that special summons from your deck, and it's the level 4 tuner. And then Fadra is the last one. This is the Monster Reborn that can bring one back from the graveyard, and none of your guys can get destroyed by battle when he's on the field. And then finally, the honorary Tenpai card is Bestial Magnamut. During end phase, you search Genroku. Genroku specials itself. Then you tribute it to either summon Fadra to reborn it again, or summon Pydra to search your one of your spells. Your 2 spells being Sangan Kaiman. This can either add or special, but if it's during battle phase, you get to add and special. And then finally, the field spell that makes you impervious to anything during your main phase 1. Learn that during the tournament. But yeah, this also searches any one of these guys and then discards 1 card. Since it's at 1, you can only play 1, but you play Terraforming to search it out. And then I wanted to play even more ways to get to the field spell because it's just so broken. This increases consistency. Set rotation can set this from your deck. And then you also set the way where there's a will to your opponent's field. I wanted to play a brick for the set rotation that wasn't too bad to draw. So when you're going second, you can activate this and then excavate cards equal to the number of cards your opponent controls, and then take one of those cards that you excavated, add it to your hand, and then put all the rest of the cards and 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. So it gets to look through your deck for the broken cards that are going to be able to push through your opponent's board and then OTK them. So I really like this for blind second decks that play set rotation. So like this package is perfect. So that is the entire Tenpai package. The next package is the Sky Striker package. So 3 Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, 1 Hornet Drones. So this searches, you're always drawing your bonus card, and then this is the token generator. If you have this, you can start off with this to bait your opponent into thinking that you're on Yummy. So they might interact with that when really they should be interacting with the Tenpai engine. So this can catch people off guard. And also, spoilers for the extra deck, Hida can bring back your opponent's Kagari, which I actually did during tournament, and add back an Engage from my graveyard, which is really cool. Next up, 3 Widow Anchor. It's just a really good going second card that you can search off of it, and then steal your opponent's monster if you have 3 or more spells in graveyard at resolution. So it's very strong. And then the 1 Afterburners. This is just utility. It helps you pop back row as well, and it's searchable by the Engage. So you can pop up a face-up monster and then pop an opponent's back row if you have 3 or more spells. So that is actually it for the Sky Striker package. Now, I wanted to also include an Azamina package because it's an extra draw engine and it gets more spells in the graveyard for your Engage to resolve. So I did play the 1 Diabell Star, the 3 Wanted to search the Diabell Star, the Deception to set off of the Diabell Star, and then the Azamina Debtors. I figured I'm not going through Murcielago. I also tried to add in a Fiendsmith package, but there was just not enough room in the extra deck for all the options I wanted to play. When you're blinding second, you need a lot of crazy stuff like Super Poly targets and Ultimate Slayer targets and stuff like that. So I opted to just play this small package. And the Azamina package was really nice because it demanded an answer, because if this goes through, you get a negation on your board, and then you can go full Tenpai combo after that, which is really cool. So I thought this was nice, and then you can always banish one of your Wanteds to put the Deception back on the bottom of your deck and draw a bonus card. So we love drawing bonus cards around here. Also, if you need to out something like desperately, this acts as an inherent summon. You just send a card from your field or hand to the graveyard to special this, and it doesn't start a chain or anything. So it can get around some crazy stuff. So I always like Diabell Star for that fact. Now, the rest is just board breakers. So 3 Triple Tactics Thrust. You're going second, so you're basically searching your deck for any normal spell, which is broken. One of the great normal spells you can search is Triple Tactics Talents. I used this in tournament to draw 2, and it was absolutely broken. Next up, Back Row Hate. So you have the Harpy's Feather Duster, and then you also have the 2 Lightning Storm. This can also destroy all of your opponent's attack position monsters. But going into decks like Yummy or Vanquish Soul, they're not going to have a lot of attack position monsters. So this is usually for back row. So these 3 are for back row. Next up, Dark Hole. So you're asking, why aren't you playing Raigeki, Patrick? It's because you want to have your board cleared for your Engage to resolve. So this can also out Mimighoul monsters. So this is really nice. You get to destroy all cards on the field, including your own, which can out your opponent's strategy depending on what they're on. We have a couple Mimighoul players at our locals, so this is really good. Ultimate Slayer. They cannot respond with monster effects. You get to send from your extra deck to the graveyard. I'll show you the targets. But yeah, this card's absolutely insane, and it's basically it's usually a draw 1 or an extra negation, so it's really nice. Next up, for board breakers is 3 Super Polymerization. So this one, your opponent can't respond, and then you get to fuse with their board. And then the last 3 cards, another 3 of Forbidden Droplet. Your opponent can't respond with the same type of cards that you sent. So that is 46 cards in the main. I tried to cut it down to 40. You could probably cut the Azamina package and it would be a little bit better. But I really wanted to try it, and I figured that it would be funny, and it worked out. It worked out in the end. We topped. Next up is the extra deck. So I do play the 2 Super Poly targets, Muddragon of the Swamp and Garura. I summoned Garura in tournament twice, and I summoned Muddragon once. So these were both extremely useful in the tournament today whenever I saw Super Polymerization. And then for the Azamina package, I did just play the Azamina Ilia Sylvia. So this is the negation. You're blinding second, so you don't want to have to bother going through Murecielago to search the Book of Moon Trap or anything like that. This is a blind second deck, so you want to make your negation into your opponent's board and then utilize that to protect your OTK. So that's all the fusion monsters. Next up is the Synchros. So this is where your Tenpai engine is. So 1 Bident Dragion, 1 Trident Dragion, and 1 Transcendent Dragion. This is what you need to do like 20,000 damage, some ridiculous amount of damage to your opponent, which is really great. So these are all the Synchros that you need. And then we did play only 1 XYZ monster. This is the Meteorological Aggregator. So it's for your Ultimate Slayer. If you bounce one of your opponent's XYZs, and then you negate one of their face-up cards in the field. It just makes Ultimate Slayer so much stronger just by playing this 1 card. Next up, we have the Sky Striker package, 1 Kagari and 1 Sky Striker Ace 0. So with the introduction of this card, this actually boosts your consistency a little bit more. So before, when you drew just the Hornet Drones, you would activate the Hornet Drones, make Kagari, add back the Hornet Drones, and then you would just have nothing. There was nothing there. But now you activate the Hornet Drones once again to summon your token. Now you link summon with your token and your Kagari on the field to make your 0. 0 will allow you to search your deck for Engage. So you can always get to your Engage to draw bonus cards to increase your consistency. So I really like that part of this card's new ability. Next up for the extra deck is the Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. This is a great boss monster to end on if you're forced to go first. And it can actually summon Floodgates from your side deck that I'll get to in a minute. Hida, this is a fire deck, and you can climb by reborning your opponent's Ash, or they're usually going to have a Kagari, which is really funny. So you bring that, and you can climb up into Promethean Princess. And I do play the Salamangreat Raging Phoenix and the World Sea Dragon Zealantis for the OTK. I had this on field, but I couldn't resolve it because I needed 1 extra fire. But make sure you check out that duel. And then finally, the 15th card in the side deck the extra deck is the Bucephalus. This is your target for the Ultimate Slayer to send back your opponent's Snatchy or their Rock of the Vanquisher. And then this actually dumps your Garura. So not only get to send a Link monster back into their extra deck, but you also get to draw a card on resolution, which is really nice. It really turns Ultimate Slayer into a massive plus. Finally is the side deck. So I wanted something that would really ensure that I'd get to play So if I see my opponents going really wide, I'll put in Nibiru's. Going first or second, it's really good. You have to tribute the whole field and then summon the Nibiru, and that can really stifle a lot of strategies, especially rogue strategies, which is because I built this for the meta. So like especially against the strategies that are not as common, this is a really great card against. Artifact Lancia. There are a couple decks that are still banishing, like Orcust and Malice, for example. I didn't see any today, so I never put Lancia in. But Lancia has the really good ability to stop a lot of decks. Shout out to Dino Tony. Next up is the Floodgate that I was mentioning, Koaki Meru Draku. So off of Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, you can special summon this, and while this is on the field, your neither player can special summon light or dark monsters. There's a lot of light and dark strategies that completely get stifled by this, like Yummy. All of their monsters are light monsters, so they're unable to special summon any monsters with this. So basically, you bounce the normal summon, and you summon this on a new chain, and if they don't immediately respond with their special summon quick play spell, then they literally cannot do anything and they lose. So this is a very powerful card, very powerful. Next up, I wanted some utility with the Sky Striker package, so I opted to play Sky Striker Maneuver Jamming Waves. I didn't play any back row decks that were like necessary for me to put this in, so I actually I never sided this or the Lancias, but the rest of the cards I did side in. Not that I ever saw them. Like this card, I never saw Heat Wave. Ideally, this is to shut off your opponent's next turn and then destroy them on the crackback. So it's very good at going first. You side this in if you think they're going to make you go first, or if you think it is ideal to go first against the strategy that you're facing. I never saw this when I was able to activate it. It was always the 6th card when I thought it was I was going first. Next, Book of Eclipse. So this is a quick play spell. It's good at going first or second, whereas a lot of the cards in the main deck, like Dark Hole and Lightning Storm and Ultimate Slayer, are only good going second. This is good going first or second because you can always set it, and then as a disruption, you can Book of Moon everything on the field, or you can just Book of Moon your opponent's board, and it puts a spell engrave. It's just an all-around really good card for this deck. It's just that there's better options in the main deck, like Thrust, that you would want to play instead of the Book of Eclipse. And then the last card I played is the Called by the Grave. This is just if your opponent is on a lot of hand traps and you think you have a chance to like basically negate one of their cards. This also works really well against the Yummy strategy because they're always ending on like Herald of Arclight or one of their Yummy monsters that tributes itself or whatever, I think. I don't even know. But they like to target stuff in the graveyard a lot, so Called by the Grave is a pretty decent card. Alright guys, that was the deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you learned something. And then maybe you guys can let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and then we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.